So I'm cleaning out the closet the other day and I find an old acoustic guitar that my wife had bought back when she was in college. This guitar's actually been sitting in the case now for over 11 years and probably spent more time in a case than it ever was played. Oddly enough, it's absolutely filthy and really needs a deep cleaning. So in this video, we're going to take a look at how to clean up an old acoustic that's in dire need of a cleaning and conditioning. This video will come in handy for those of you that shop at thrift stores, garage sales, Goodwill. It'll be a good point of reference for how to clean up an old acoustic guitar that you've picked up. Let's dive in. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is start by cutting these strings off. So what we're going to do next is use the Jim Dunlop tool here, a little string winder on the top. There's a little notch out here to pull these up. So from here, what we're going to do is go ahead and tape off the fretboard here with your typical 3M painter's tape, something that won't leave any residue behind. You can see how filthy this fretboard is. There is some fret wear here, which is, to kind of be expected. I'm not quite sure if this was stained. It's not sealed, so, I'm not sure whether or not conditioning will fix this, but we'll find out. And from here, we're going to go ahead and just start taping this off. And this whole process does not take long. It's actually rather simple to do. Just going to take a little piece off, cover the fretboard here so that as you polish your fret, you do not have to worry about damaging the fretboard. One piece of advice I will give you is not to fold this around. It's just unnecessary and makes it a little bit more difficult to get off of the fretboard. Alright, so to polish the frets, we're going to use a couple of different things. We're going to use a 3M polishing cloth, which is basically an 8000 grit. This will polish up these frets quite nice, and then after that we're going to use, I'm not sure if it's Freen or Frine. If you know how to say it, let me know in the comments, but this is what we're going to use after that to really give these frets a once over and make them shine. So all you're really going to do is just take the cloth and go over the fret like this, and you'll see pretty quickly that fret shines right up. So all the different products that I use in this video, I will put affiliate links in the description. Just keep in mind I may earn a small commission from that. You can already see those frets there kind of have a light shine to them, but the other frets are still very dull. So under most circumstances, for most folks, this is probably good enough, but I kind of like to go the extra step and really bring these frets back to life with this polish. So we're just going to take a little bit of this and apply it onto the rag and then slowly work it over the frets. We're just going to apply a little bit of this to each piece of fret wire, and then from there we're simply going to buff it out. Thankfully we've taped off the fretboard so we don't have to worry about getting any of this onto the fretboard. It makes it super easy to do and really simple. You can already see just from applying it, there's still some oxidation on there. So now we're just going to buff them out to make these frets shine. So you can clearly see there is a massive difference, and these frets look fantastic. So let's go on and get the tape removed and get on to cleaning this fretboard. So the next thing we're going to use is Dunlop 01, which is basically a cleaner. It's going to clean this up a little bit before we condition it. You want to clean portion of the rag and just spray a little bit on there, like so. So you just kind of want to work this in over the fretboard, and you can see that there's actually some dirt coming off right now. Alright, so from here what we're going to use is number 2, which is pretty much the conditioner. What you're going to want to do is shake this really well. If it's your first time using this stuff, you have to break the applicator to get it going. But outside of that, it's pretty simple to do. So this stuff is actually pretty easy to use. You just want to make sure you cover the fret evenly. You don't want to put it on too thick, a nice thin layer. One of the big things to remember when using this is you do not want to squeeze this. Just kind of let it flow off the applicator. Let gravity do the work. So all that's left to do from here is use the clean portion of our cloth and just wipe in what's left, wipe away the excess. Sometimes you have to go over it a few times to get it all off. I think the fretboard came out really good. Now it's just time to do a quick polish of the body. For this, I recommend the Martin polish and cleaner. Only thing you need to know here is to make sure you're using the clean side of the towel, that you don't have any oil or residue on. Now we're just going to get some strings set up on this and get it ready to play. All we have to do from here is put the string down in and then put the notch side of this up. Push down on it and then pull the string up. So that should give you a good idea of how I clean up an old acoustic guitar. Couple of quick notes on this. Number one, do not use this stuff on a maple fretboard. And while it would be rare that you would encounter a maple fretboard on an acoustic guitar, it's still worth mentioning. And number two, if you're unsure as to whether or not you can use this on the fretboard, it's never a bad idea to reach out to the manufacturer and see what their thoughts are on it. There are actually a few guitar manufacturers who recommend that you don't use conditioners like this on their guitars. And number three, if you'd like a more in-depth video on this product, be sure to check out this video right here. If you have any questions, by all means leave them in the comments, as I do try to answer all the questions that come through on the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.